One local community is finding a unique way to bring in new visitors to the area. KZ holds 8 world records for building big.
Yeah, CI Living's Ryan Burk paid them a visit to see what this town is all about, Ryan.
Well, you know, I am really a firm believer that small towns are capable of big things. And in the case of KZ, that's quite literally true. Now, did you know there's a world record for the world's largest knitting needle and wind chimes? They're both right in KZ, thanks to one man's creativity. KZ, population 3,000. Like so many other towns nestled deep in Illinois' heartland, it's a city that faced a familiar problem. People were driving through town, but they just weren't stopping. Texan Jim Lucas and his wife admit they might have been like everyone else passing through, if it weren't for something big in this small town.
We were just driving down the highway and there was a coming attraction sign and it said the world's biggest wind chime, and how could you not stop?
Turns out the Lucases weren't just treated to the world's largest wind chime. They also got to take in the world's biggest rocking chair, biggest mailbox, and biggest crochet hook. Proof that this is one town you better not pass by.
I just love it because, like I said, it distinguishes this town, Casey, from other towns.
So how did this town go from small town charm to the king of big? Well, to understand that, you have to meet Jim Boland, a man who dreams big and builds even bigger.
What really drove us to do more things was seeing the different states, the cars that was pulling in off the interstate, and we thought, wow, this is pretty cool.
For Jim, it all started when his wife wanted to open a tea shop in town. He knew he wanted to do something to make the shop stand out. And that's when this entrepreneur got to work on the world's largest wind chimes.
It took a couple years to build because we have a pipeline. It's a family pipeline company, so pipe kind of made sense. So we come up with the idea of the world's largest wind chime. My grandma Whitling had wind chimes, and that's kind of where the Whitling whimsy come from. But we looked it up and thought we could beat it. But we only worked on it when we had time and not doing other jobs. It took a couple years to build it.
When they were done, something surprising happened. The once quiet streets of KZ got busier. Turns out these chimes were getting a lot of buzz.
Once we seen the traffic coming through, that's just what helped us get engaged to maybe we got a hold of something here that could make a change for our little town.
That's when Boland got an idea. If the wind chimes had helped his wife's business, maybe other big things could work wonders for other businesses in town.
Our golf course is a really nice 9-hole golf course. As all golf courses, you know, small towns are struggling, so we come up with the idea of this world's largest golf tee, and Mike and I laminated it together, and then we started in on cutting it, and I chainsaw carved it. I've got a passion for chainsaw carving, so we chainsaw carved it out, and then as I was doing that, Jeanette with the Yarn Studio is my wife and Jeanette are first cousins, and it just hit me one day, Yarn Studio, and I just wondered what the biggest knitting needles or crochet hook was, and the knitting needles, there was a world record for it, and the crochet hook, there wasn't.
For Boland, seeing the impact his world's largest objects have for local businesses makes it all worth it.
It feels good when you go to some of the different shops around town, and they start telling you stories about they had a customer from so-and-so that stopped by, and I get my hair cut down the road here at Tina's barbershop, and she's all excited because she's had 3 or 4 different haircuts of people just coming off the interstate.
Now, with 8 Guinness World Records in the books and more than a dozen large objects dotting the map of this town, Boland says his giant rocking chairs, pencils, and mailboxes have meant a transformation for this community. But it's a different transformation he sees as being the most important.
The enthusiasm of people in this small town, they see a glimmer of hope. I hear rumblings that different people are going to do this and are going to have this shop opened up, and actually there's other people around the community in different towns that are looking at KZ now about buying a building and maybe putting something in here.
Making one very big impact on one small town. I tell you, now, isn't that something? I mean, to really appreciate it, it's one thing to kind of see it on the screen, but to really get to see it in person. It's amazing.
I want to climb up into that rocking chair.
Absolutely. Now, one thing Jim Bolin also says is that he really cares very much deeply about his faith, and so he tries to put in a Bible verse or some sort of religious theme into every design. Certainly something interesting.
I love that. Okay, so if anybody out there has a story idea for Ryan, email him, tweet him, or
Bring them my way.
hook him up on Facebook.
Do it. There's all the ways that you can contact Ryan, and you'll see him here every day on CI Living.
All right, we got to get to today's CI Giving winner.
We do. Someone's enjoying Za's Italian and a movie at the Savoy 16 IMAX. Congratulations to...
Dun, 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 dun. Jim Kellums of Urbana. Jim knew that bacon went into Ryan's recipe that he shared with us this hour, which we have pretty much devoured, actually.
Not much
here.
left of these here. No.
No.
I guess that's a good sign.
You got a
isn't
thumbs
it?
up from Chuck? That's a really good
Absolutely.
sign.
Chuck approves.
Yeah.
4 stars.
He's over there chomping at the bit to go get another one. So yeah, and Ryan's recipe, you said, is online?
Absolutely. CILiving.tv.
All right, awesome. Hey,
He's already got the hang of it.
totally does. He's heard of the show. That's a huge plus with the new guy. Welcome. We're glad to have you.
Thank you. Thrilled to be here.
We're glad to have you too. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 4.